Okay guys, now from this equation sorry, the interest rate on the investment is X% per annum compound monthly, and then we have what they are saying. They say calculate the X value given that correspond to the effective interest rate. Now they're telling us the important word here to note the effective interest rate, which is the I effective, which is 9.92. And then one of another thing that is important for collecting your data is compounded monthly. Monthly means 12. So the M or the N bit depend on what you are calling. It's 12. And then now question, what is the question it's saying? It's saying the investment is X. What is that X? X is gonna be our I nominal, which is the X that we're looking for. And then what is the equation that we're going to use in order to calculate this I nominal? It's 1 plus I effective equals to 1 plus I nominal all over M into M. Guys, this depends on what textbook are you using, because sometimes this is N, sometimes this is N, or sometimes M. So it depends which one are you going to use. Don't get confused if I'm using M. So 1 plus at the I effective, this is equivalent to 0.0992 if I divide it with 100. So I'm gonna have 0.00992 equals to 1 plus I nominal, which is X that we're looking for, and then we're gonna 12, and then all this thing into 12, and we add this one, it's gonna give us 1,092 equals to 1 plus X is all over 12 into 12. Now we need to get rid of this 12. How do we get rid of this 12? The way I'm gonna use times in the reciprocal of the 12 here, do it on the right hand side, do on the left hand side. But there's another way of doing it where you root it, but I'm going to continue with this one. Then this one's gonna cancel this one, then we're gonna have 1 into 0.992 into 1 over 12, then 1 into X into 1 over 12, and then take 1 to the other side, continue with this 1,092 into 1 over 12, and then minus 1 equals to 4x into 1 over 12. And then from here, cross multiply, all these things gonna times this, so it's gonna be 12 into 1,092 into 1 all over 12 minus 1. The brackets are very important here. So my X is gonna be 12 into, also brackets when you're punching your calculator, it's very important. 12 into minus 1, so 0,09495 9563687, times it by 100, okay, 9 comma, if I round off into 2 decimal places, it's gonna be 50%. I hope everyone understand. I hope everyone is clear. Okay, now coming to this question now, which is our second question. It's saying a printer value depreciates according to the reducing balance method. I hope everyone knows the reducing balance method. If I can, let's just write the equation of the reducing balance method. It's A into P into 1 minus I into N. That's the reducing balance over a period of 7 years at a rate of 12% per annum. to this amount. Now let's go back to the equation. A printer's value depreciate according to the reducing balance. So the printer's value depreciates, its price it's losing, its value of price is losing, it's reducing over a period of 7 years at the rate of 12% per annum to this. So we don't know the original price, but we know it's reducing and it's come to this price. So this is our A value. And calculate the rest rent the original price of a printer. So what was the original price? The original price is what? It's P. So now we can substitute here. We have this 28,607.30. We're looking for the original price, which is P into 1 minus the rate that we have here, 12%, which is 0.12, and for how many years? For 7 years. So how do we get this one? Now we divide by this, which is just going to be 1 into 0.12 into 7, and then we divide by this, which is 1 minus 0.12 into 7. This cancels this, is P. So it's 28,067.30 into 1 minus 0.12 to 7, then round off into the nearest rand. It's gonna be 7,000 into nearest rand, so it's gonna be 0, 0. So this is the original price of a printer. I hope everyone understands. Got everything here. Okay guys, now going to this question, which is 8.3, it's saying Brown Madam made an initial deposit of 32,000 into an investment account that pays the interest rate of 8.6% compounded monthly. And then another deposit of 23,000 was made 3 years later, and the interest rate changes to 10.5% per annum compounded quarterly 4 years after the initial deposit. Now let's make our timeline here in order to understand everything that is written there. Initial deposit is made at T0, which is 32,000, and then after 3 years, now the first year it's T1, second year T2, and third year, which is T3, there was another deposit of what? Of 23,000. And then the interest rate to 10.5% quarterly. 4 years, the interest rate changes to 10.5. 4 years, then it's T4. 4 years after the initial deposit. Now we need to see or count the 4 years after the initial deposit. So this is my initial deposit. Now I need to count 1, 2, 3, 4. So my 4 years ends here, and then the interest rate from here going to this side changes to what? To 10.5% quarterly, and then it's divided by 4. So the initial interest rate was what? Was 8.6% compounded monthly, and then it's divided by 12. That was my initial. Now let's tackle the first question now. It's saying how much was Pratham investment account at the end of 4 years. So I just want the amount here at the 4 year. But now something happened here at T3 after 3 years. He put in another amount. So what I'm going to do here, I'm gonna first find the interest rate or the amount that is there at C3 and add this 23 what thousand. I hope you understand. So I'm going to say write the equation of A equals to P into A plus I into N. The initial deposit was 32,000 plus into our I, it's 8.6%. 8.6%, it's what? 0.086, and then you divide it by 12, and then 3 years. Now 3 years before it deposit 23,000, so it's going to be 3 times 12, and then there at 3 years, and then deposit this amount. So I'm just going to add this amount. So the amount that we are going to get here, it's the amount that is here at the end of 3 years, and then he deposit this amount, and the whole amount at the end of 3 years. This is the amount that we are going to get here. I hope everyone understand. Then if you can punch our calculator. And then 3 times 12, and then we add our 23,000, then we get 64,480 comma 3 or comma 75, sorry, it's comma 75 cent. This is the end of 3 years. But now after putting this 23,000, there is the accumulated amount here at what, from T3 to T4, which is 1 year. Just gonna find that interest also. It's gonna be 1 plus, still the interest rate the same, 0.086 over 12, but that one is between 3 and 4, which is 1 year, then times 12 times that amount, 1 plus into 0.086 into 12, and then it's going to be 12. What do we get? And after 4 years, this is the amount that we are having, 0.3. This is the amount we are having after 4 years. This is the amount that Pratham is going to have after 4 years. Okay, now getting to the 8.3.2 question, it's saying now at the end of 6 years since he started his investment, Pratham decided to use all his balance as deposited for a car that costs 220,000 and borrowed the rest of from the bank. How much did he borrow from the bank? Now we're looking for the money that he borrowed from the bank. Let's go back to the question. Now at the end of 6 years, now we have an amount at the end of 4 years, meaning before he take the money out, there were another years, which is going to be our T5 and T6, which was another 2 years where the money stays in the bank and then it's accumulated another interest. Before we go any far, let's find the interest rate of these 2 years where the money accumulated interest. So let's just do that first. This is the equation we're going to use. We have this amount here at the end of 4 years. Remember, the interest rate changes after 4 years. So we have this amount here, which is 7141.03 into 1 plus interest rate. It changes, so now it's 10.5%, which is 105. Now it's compounded what, quarterly, so now it's 4. Now it's 2 years, then it's 2 times 4 4 and then equals to, now let's punch it, 78414 comma 03 into 1 plus, sorry, 1 plus, this is 0 comma, sorry, 0 comma 105 into 4 into 2 times 4. Then this is the amount that it's going to have what after 6 years of his money staying in the bank. This is the amount that she's going to have. And then now he's gonna take this whole amount and deposit it into a bank or deposit into a car that cost this amount. And now how do we get the money that he borrowed? So to get the borrowed money, remember the car cost this amount, so the car cost this amount. He take this money, he put it in a deposit, meaning this money is gonna minus this amount, because this money is gonna be deposited based on that we know the amount of a car cost this. So now this amount is gonna minus this amount, which is gonna be 86297.36. Then what we're going to get from there, still to 2000 minus this amount, sorry, it's 220.3 minus, make sure also your zeros when you're punching your calculator are right, because then this is the amount, this is the borrowed amount that she's going to borrow from a bank. So I hope everyone understands in terms of borrowed. This is the cost of a money or cost of a car. This is the amount that he's going to deposit into a bank. So this amount is going to minus this amount, and then this amount is going to be left. Then she needs to borrow from the bank in order to buy what? To buy